I think we're live.
All right.
Everything you say can will be held against you.
In a court of law or
Maybe.
personal reputation or
Or
just the
Facebook.
internet? The Facebook. Have you ever heard people say the Facebook? My grandma says that.
No.
The Facebook. Just share it. What? What are you laughing about?
Somebody said wow boobies. I don't think I can hear you when you talk.
Yeah, there's sound on the Facebook Live.
A lot of good comments so far.
You guys want to answer some questions? You interested in answering questions?
Let's answer some questions if anybody has any questions. We can talk about all kinds of shit.
Her to read your faces in? Did you see it? So he can read the questions to you, or you can, if you want.
Go ahead.
I'm going to read out anything that pops out.
Sure. Yes, if anybody has questions, go ahead and ask.
Questions.
Herman Caldwell wants to know if it's painful.
No more than any other tattoo. She's really good at her job, so. I'm trying to be really light-handed, but these tattoos are definitely, they're definitely tricky because with such deep, scarring comes, a lot of nerve damage. And when you have nerve damage, you really never know what to expect as for pain because since the nerves are damaged, they can do all kinds of really unpredictable things. Sometimes when women get these types of tattoos over such sensitive scars, some of the area is like completely painless and it feels like totally nothing, like it's numb. And then some of the area is like, it feels like you're being electrocuted because the nerves are like live wires.
What made you think of the design?
That was on you.
I saw some really cool mermaid bras on Pinterest, and I knew that she could make it something really awesome.
Yeah, the mermaid bra is such a good idea for this. And I've never, about all the, mastectomy cover-ups I've done, I've never done one like this before.
Asking yours. What stage are you at now?
I just started blocking in the dark shades on the first side. So I'm at the second step of the first breast. So we've got a little bit to go. With these tattoos, I try to go as quickly as I kind of can because the area is so sensitive. After a while, sometimes people hit a wall. So I try to get as much area covered as quickly as possible to ensure that doesn't happen.
Were the roses done before the mastectomy?
Yes.
How many other?
I had a really great surgeon, and she tried to avoid as much of the tattoo as possible. There's a small scar under one of the roses, but they weren't pre-existing.
That's so rad.
How many other tests you have, and how does this compare?
Let's see, do you count the roses as one or two? In your
I
professional
don't
opinion?
know. I really don't know. Is it one or is it two?
I don't know. So if we count those as one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other tattoos. And I think Ryan was right. There's parts of this that are way more painful than other places that I have tattooed, but there's also places where it's just about the same.
How long are you into this, and how much longer to go?
We are.
About 2 hours now.
Yeah, we're about 2 hours into the first side. We've got probably about an hour to go on this side, and then we're about to start the second side. So we're definitely in it kind of for the long haul today. I'm aiming for between 3 and 4 hours per side. So right now we're right on target.
What colors are going into this piece?
This is going to be a black and gray piece. We just haven't gotten to the light tones yet. So right now we're still blocking in all of the darks, and then all of the detail and all the beautiful lights and the textures are going to come after this step.
the mastectomy elective, and did you undergo any other treatments?
The mastectomy was considered prophylactic on one side, but since I already had cancer on the other side, it was not optional. I did that after 16 weeks of chemo.
16 weeks of chemo you did?
Yeah.
That's insane. That is so nuts.
Scale of 1 to 10, pain level?
5.
5, that's pretty good.
There's a couple of places where it
Super
edges
sucks.
up a little bit over that,
Yeah.
but there's some places where it's almost nothing.
How long after the surgery did you wait to get the tats?
I had surgery almost 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in February. You have to wait a little while at least for the scars to really be healed.
How long do you have to wait for the reconstruction?
I actually had my reconstruction started when I had the mastectomy, so they put the expanders in and started expanding them a couple weeks after my mastectomy. I didn't have to wait very long.
So when you got your mastectomy, they started putting the expanders
They
in?
put the expanders in during the mastectomy.
Wow. I didn't know they could do that.
They can't always. I think it depends on whether you have radiation or not. I'm not sure.
Oh, got it.
Ryan, was the stencil hand drawn?
Yeah, it's totally freehand. We didn't use any reference or any stencil. I feel like with these tattoos, you know, the breast is such a curved area. It always looks the best, in my opinion, when you freehand it, when you draw it on. It's like the most flattering to the body. It fits the body the best, you know, when it's just custom fit for that shape.
Is it a finished piece after this, or are you working towards a full chest piece?
I'm always adding to the collection.
You got to.
Need water or anything?
See any of it?
Look at it later.
It's mostly busted. And people like the roses you have too.
They are cute.
I want to know if you're clear of the cancer.
I am.
How long have you been cleared for?
It'll be 3 years in February.
Really? That's so awesome. Do you have to still get tested?
I have regular checkups. We're at like every 6 months now.
Okay, here's one. When you go to the beach or pool now, will you go topless to spread breast cancer awareness and show off this amazing tat?
I've considered it. I am not totally sure on the legality of that, but
In the state of New York, women can show their nipples.
really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have those, but
Well, no, meaning like you can be topless, like, and it's totally legal.
You know, where we're from, the nipple's the only illegal part, so technically, you're good.
That is true. That is true. You should do it. Go topless. You ever see those like stickers on people that have Jeeps? Go topless. I would just be a redneck.
I assure you that's not the first word that comes to mind.
Redneck? I am though. I am. I live in the country and fucking do all that country shit. Do you guys live in the country or the city?
Suburb. I would love to live in the country now. Get some horses.
Horses are awesome.
Get a lot of respect. That's about what you'd expect from the internet.
How we doing?
I'm good.
Everybody's going nice, beautiful, right?
Mostly.
Except for the girls.
Yeah. Some of them literally.
Hmm?
Fucking people, man.
Alright, so would you want to talk a little bit about your story, Nikki?
Oh, what do you want to know?
Tell us how you found out, how long you went in, were you in the process of getting better?
I actually found a lump in the shower doing a regular breast exam like they tell women to do. And at first they told me it was benign. I went to a specialist who didn't bother to do the biopsy. So I walked around for like 3 years of this thing getting bigger. And eventually had it looked at again and was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And then after that I went straight into chemo and surgery and knocked that shit out.
Stage 2, by the time you found it, and it was because it was like misdiagnosed?
When I first found it, it would have been a much smaller tumor. It grew like 4 centimeters in the 2 years between. It was a very fast-growing, aggressive type.
Oh my god.
But it didn't spread anywhere, so I was very
God
lucky.
bless.
Yeah.
Any advice would you give other ladies, even men who get breast cancer, like,
Do the regular self-checks, be diligent about that, and if you think that something's wrong and the doctor didn't look into it enough, get a second opinion.
So what would have been like if you found it pretty early on, but if your doctor diagnosed you sooner, what would have been different about your situation?
I don't know that anything would have, but that's because I had a genetic predisposition that I wasn't aware of. I think that because of my BRCA status, I probably would have gone the same route anyway.
Got it.
But that's not the case for everybody. Some
Right.
people might, be able to avoid such extensive surgery or something if they catch it early. I'm not sure.
Kristen Nicole says, I'm going to a specialist on Wednesday for a lump. I'm terrified.
Oh.
You have a lot of people behind you who have been through this. So this, maybe join a group, talk to people,
Yeah.
Did your insurance cover the reconstruction?
They did. I'm pretty sure it's actually law that they have to. At least it was.
And what about the follow-up treatment?
Follow up at what kind of follow up?
The thing you have to do afterwards, and then the regular checks.
Yeah, it's covered.
maybe ask how old are you?
I'm 29.
29.
Holy shit! How old were you when you got diagnosed?
26.
Oh my god!
I found the lump the first time when I was 24.
Really?
Yep.
Did you have a large support system?
I did. I was very, very lucky. I have a huge family, tons of friends. Everybody really rallied to help me out. Very, very lucky.
Is he before or after?
After.
After.
Seen the pictures though, and I think you made a pretty rock star fall look.
Oh yeah, I rocked it. I might do it again just for fun.
If you do, get your freaking skull tattooed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Make it connect to.
Honestly.
It'd be a lot better without my eyebrows and everything else falling out.
That is true.
How is getting better? Like after they told you were cancer free, how did you?
Physically, it was not as bad as I expected. The recovery from my surgeries and all that went pretty quickly, but there was a psychological recovery that took longer that I wasn't expecting. I mean, that sort of experience sort of impacts you for a really long time. I don't know if I'll ever really recover all the way from that, but you get through it.
Do you think it made you a stronger person?
Absolutely. It makes you appreciate all the good stuff.
Makes you stop and smell the roses.
Yep.
Any advice for somebody going through it now?
Well, I would want to remind them that cancer isn't a death sentence anymore. There's so much that they can do now, and you can make a full recovery and go on to be perfectly happy and healthy. And just try to remember it's not going to be like this forever.
That's good advice.
Can you explain why you wanted the underwater theme?
Say that again.
The theme of your tattoo?
I just thought it was something that hadn't been done a lot. It would be unique, and I like mermaids.
Okay.
I like mermaids too.
My daughter loves mermaids too, so
Oh, so you have a daughter?
yes, I do.
How old?
She's 5.
Oh, so she went through this with you.
She was 2 when I was diagnosed.
How does she handle?
I I don't think she really remembers all that much. I mean, she knew that mommy was sick and that I lost my hair and all that, but I don't think she really fully grasps it yet.
Yeah, when my sister-in-law got sick, my daughter was around 6 at the time. And I think between 2 and 6, they start grasping what's going on. Who was your rock during this whole...
I had so many, it's really hard to say. I mean, everybody just, anything I needed, they would, they're there if I needed to talk. But I also had really, really great doctors. I was just really fortunate all around.
Jenny's watching now.
What made you want to get a mastectomy tattoo?
Out of all of the options, I mean, I could have kept the scars or I could have done the nipple reconstruction, but I just felt like this was more my style.
So how do you feel when, what was your first reaction when Ryan contacted you?
I was excited. I mean, it's such a great opportunity. I was really, really fortunate, and also to have Ryan be the artist, I was super excited. She's an amazing artist.
These are my favorite tattoos to do. Really. I mean, there's no tattoo that I've ever done that's been more rewarding than these, So I'm always, always, always happy to volunteer.
I'm sorry. Hello? Yes.
Does it feel different than any other tattoo?
Yes and no. I mean, it's basically the same, but like Ryan said earlier, there are places where for some reason the nerve damage just magnifies the pain, and then there's some places where there's a lot less because of the nerve damage. So,
Unpredictable.
yeah.
Clara DiMaggio says, I'm getting mine done too after I win my fight. I have 2 different types of cancer.
Oh, that's awful.
So cool. Do you have saline or gel implants, and does the tattoo mess with the implants?
There's silicone, and no, the tattoo has no effect on me.
Every mastectomy tattoo that I've done, all of the women that I've tattooed, I mean, I didn't see the breast, obviously before surgery, but after surgery, all of them, including yourself, all look so natural, and so perfect. I'm like, are they like a lot different from what you were used to prior? Or did your surgeons try to get them to be as like similar to your original as possible?
I think they try to keep them like a similar size because it goes with your body type. It tends to look
Right.
better.
It's crazy.
How do you feel now about life after beating it?
I think that, I mean, it was not an easy thing. I'm not going to pretend like it was, but I think that it definitely made me appreciate being alive and all the things that I do have. Especially my daughter and my family.
Did you go through chemo?
Yes.
How long?
16 weeks.
It's all really positive feedback so far.
See?
Jenny says she loves you.
I do.
Does it make you want to do crazy things, like things you knew you couldn't do at one point?
No, if anything, I'd say the opposite. It made me stop doing crazy things.
Also, I want to thank Ryan for her second year doing this with us.
Of course.
She donates her time and energy, and she's a very busy lady.
I've been a little busy recently. I have been a little busy. But no, I will always make time for this project.
My
No
first
matter
3
what.
ladies to do it was Sarah Miller, you, and Nikki.
Yeah. Nikki and Kelly told me they're both doing another one this year as well.
Yes. Kelly ever answers my text messages. I don't know who she's doing.
Kelly, I think, just broke her ankle.
Did she?
Yeah. I'm not sure though. She won't answer mine either. No, she's overseas right now, you know.
Is she? Did over 100,000 views already.
Woohoo!
Well, this is not about the views, guys. This is about to put the word out.
It's spreading awareness.
You want to
Spreading-
answer how old you are?
I'm 29. You were saying something, right?
I don't remember.
It's about spreading awareness.
It's about spreading awareness and you know, showcasing this chick's bravery and setting an example for all the women that are, you know, scared or think that they're alone or going through this. We're just excited that we get the opportunity to, you know, show our support, and we're excited that other people want to show their support too.
A lot of people online are supportive.
If you could give back to one, if you would give a donation to one cancer program, which one would you do?
Is that for me?
Yes.
One cancer program. Like
Charity.
charity. There is a group called the Young Survivors Coalition that is underfunded for sure, but it's directly for women who feel, well, I guess, because they're young cancer survivors like I was, there's a lot of resources for women like later in life or when people more typically get diagnosed, and not as many resources for younger women who are going through a much different type of trauma. And I think that could be better.
What's the name of it again?
Young Survivors Coalition.
If you want to support Nikki, please donate there. The Young Survivors Coalition. We'll look up, we'll try to find a link, and we'll put it in the live feed.
Here you go, Ryan. Rebecca Lockley says, as a tattoo artist and a mother of a brain cancer survivor, how can I help?
How can you help? She's a tattoo artist.
She says.
I encourage all tattoo artists to, use this program that Inc. has started as an example and do the same thing that I'm doing right now. Volunteer a day of your time or however long you can afford to donate and tattoo a deserving, survivor who's been through some crazy shit and give them, the gift of a fresh start. I think that, people don't realize how easily that they could help, as tattooers, we could easily donate, one day of our time. It's not that big of a deal, and the benefits that come from it are so fulfilling. You get to help somebody who's been through something crazy that, I couldn't imagine going through. And it's good knowing that, you're helping another person, you're spreading the word, and you're showing your support. So if you want to help, there are ways, you could donate and all of that, but if you're a tattooer, if you are a hairstylist, if you're somebody that works with other people, the most valuable thing you could give someone is your time and your attention and your talent. So do what I'm doing, volunteer as much as you can and get the word out there and give these ladies your time and your talent.
Some people want to know about the pain. How does it feel?
It is a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt a little, but it's really not that terrible. I'm more cold than anything else, I think.
Would you want a
Really?
blanket?
We can put a blanket
Get you
on you.
something.
I would not say no to a blanket at this
Alright.
point.
Okay, we'll get you a blanket. When this one is shaded, we're also going to stop and we'll get you some food and everything too to keep you going.
I get cold easily.
That's okay. Girl, you just gotta let us know. We'll help.
She runs cold a little bit.
That's all
I'm
right.
surprised it took me this long.
I'm gonna get you a coffee or anything.
I'll wait until we stop.
All right.
We don't have that much more to go on this side.
No worries. I'm not in a rush. Good.
Some people are thanking you too, Ryan.
Of course.
They better be.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, there's nothing. when you have a talent or something that you can offer other people, you have to help other people the best way
wait
that
for a
you
second?
can. Huh? Oh, thank you.
Just sleeping bag.
Just tucking it. We're tucking in here.
Get really comfortable now.
Yeah.
Take a nap.
Good?
Perfect.
I just got it sent to me for
Thank you.
review, so.
Really?
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Some people are asking about the timing again. About 2.5 in, I think.
Yeah, about 2.5 hours in.
And you were saying about 3 to 4 for each side.
I would say between 3 and 4 hours per side. Yeah, if I had to estimate.
It's pretty incredible work for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we're killing it. Crushing.
All right, guys, we're gonna let everybody get back to work, so I don't have to answer questions, and
See you guys later.
we'll come back later.
You have to check in the progress a little bit later.